around the Castleford Tigers. We got a rare glimpse of Tuera Nikau doing press-ups when he was announced to the crowd, so he's clearly enjoying himself.
Wigan Warriors get us off and underway then with Harry Smith. Referee tonight is Tom Grant. The video referee is Aaron Moore, as Wigan kicking the ball into Castleford territory. It's been a very, very warm afternoon here in West Yorkshire, and I did notice that quite a few of the local hostelries were doing fine yes. business in the sunshine here this afternoon, as Castleford have it through the middle at the moment.
Yeah, really interested to know what sort of response we're going to get from the Wigan Warriors. I would have thought it was going to be really emphatic. Of course, Wakefield Trinity snapped that 9-game winning streak in round 15. And the Castleford Tigers, the unlucky opposition for that response, for that test, and I think they're going to bring something here.
Yeah, Wigan have won their last 10 Super League games against Castleford Tigers by an average margin of 20 points. And but for that win for Wakefield last weekend, they have been in sensational form, it has to be said, as Jack Farrimander's come back into the side tonight. He was very, very influential in that last gasp win against Huddersfield at Dewsbury a couple of weeks ago, scoring in the corner to give Wigan Warriors the 90th minute win on that particular occasion. This is Kade Ellis bringing the ball forward over to the 40-metre line. Referee making sure that everybody's back the full 10 metres, because Castleford are trying to inch their way forward a little bit further and further. As out it comes to Harry Smith now with his first kick forward into the corner. And straight underneath that one is Sini. Sini are bringing it forward in towards the middle. Castleford boosted by ranks this afternoon as players come back from injury. Nice to have a little bit of choice for Danny Maguire. He's had it tough as far as the season is concerned so far. And as you mentioned, Joe Stimson on the bench tonight, John, and Chris Chester's early influences being felt. Here's Chris Atkin over the halfway line for the home side. In through the middle again. Brad Singleton. Atkin looking for the kick to the corner. It goes all the way to Jay Field, who's one of a number of players who are celebrating milestones, or could be celebrating milestones this evening.
Just interested to see what the Castleford Tigers did at the end of that set. Clearly the Wigan Warriors have got a really accomplished back three, really dangerous with time and space. The Castleford Tigers, no one's shooting out the line there on a kick chase, they're just presenting a uniform line, letting Jay Field take it with no pressure, and then they're already midway through the set. I think they've done incredibly well, actually. They've done really well the opening couple of sets defensively.
Smith then again with the kick going towards the corner. Sini chasing after it. He's done well to keep that in play there. And Sim was there to try and pick it up, but the referee decided that there was an offside in there.
Yeah, because Sims is chasing back. Zach Sini, I'm not sure he did keep it in touch. It's a brilliantly angled 40-20 to get Wigan out of trouble. And Sini did well, but you look where Sim comes from. So he's a full 10 metres in front of him, and he's the one who takes possession. So that's the reason Wigan are taking a really close early look now at the Castleford Tigers line.
Smith out wide to the right-hand side as Byrne comes forward for Wigan, just 10 metres short of the line. O'Neill waits just behind him. Farriman with a quick flick off to Kade Ellis. Ellis making sure that there's at least a good few players in yellow, wrapping him up. O'Neill again, back in towards the left line, and here's back to Mellor in the corner, and then just short, Jake Douglas. Castleford doing a good bit of defending here.
Yeah, the Tigers got stretched on the outside, and it was Sim who just managed to get to grips with Jacob Douglas, the late replacement, of course, as you said, Fraser, for Liam Marshall. The normally incredibly durable Liam Marshall, we were hearing twisted an ankle during the warm-up, and so Douglas is a late draft in
That's a massive, massive blow for Wigan. He is a try machine, Liam Marshall, but Jacob Douglas, highly thought of. Wigan play it down the line. Liam Farrell.
I think anybody on that left wing for the Wigan Warriors is going to score tries. I would not be surprised if Douglas got over this evening.
In towards Ellis, out wide to the right-hand side. First real run at the defence for Junior and Semba. Semba short of the line, 4 or 5 metres away, knocking on the door early here. Wigan Warriors, Ellis.
The Cas Tigers are struggling here, left-hand side. If Wigan go right here, they've got numbers.
They have, and they go to the right-hand side, and Smith just too quickly offloading it, but the referee said it went backwards, so they still keep it going here. And Semba, that's a lovely offload, out wide to the right-hand side, and Adam Kieran is upended, just short of the line. Smith again. Smith goes for the grubber kick, chasing after it is Field, but Castleford just did enough to put him off.
That's great work from Chris Atkin, who got himself between Field and the ball. The Wigan Warriors, I mean, they looked a little clunky, didn't they, in attack? The Tigers are not hanging around here. Just did enough, Chris Atkin. It's a quick tap, 7 tackle restart, and now a set wide back. They've got a fresh set of 6, so says the referee.
Louis Senior was like a whipping. To the halfway line. Senior it is who gets it away. There's a first real carry forward for Lawler. To the 40. Senior again. To the left-hand side. Westerman just let it go there. Tom Amone now picking it up for the home side, who are making plenty of noise. There's quite a few empty seats around tonight. As he gets it to Atkin. And then just brought down is Mellor. Atkin again, once more for Atkin again. Horn waiting just behind him. Arti goes for the kick in towards the corner. Senior chasing after this one. But the Wigan defenders lining up in good numbers there. They knew exactly where that ball was going to go.
Just a cute piece of block-off work from Harry Smith as well. He stopped Lewis Senior, who's some kick target, by the way, from getting a clear run to that ball. And the Wigan Warriors now, these are tough carries, because the Castleford Tigers, I think they've started well. We make the Wigan Warriors heavy favourites coming into this. But the Tigers have done really well to restrict Warriors' meters so far.
Well, this has been Castleford all over in a lot of games this season, John, hasn't it? They do start very well. They put a huge amount of effort in, but as the games have gone on, they've just been undone here and there. Wigan, though, on the back of that defeat against Wakefield last week, it's gone backwards here, and Tate picks it up. And running it back, good 20 metres from his own line.
Some good Onyx carries as well. You've got Zach Sini, he's a centre, he's a makeshift fullback in the absence of Tex Hoy, but in Josh Sim and Will Tate, you've got some real athletes on both wings, so plenty of yardage to come from those two. They're going to have to roll the sleeves up as well, you feel, this evening, to make a dent in this Warriors defence.
Lewis Senior playing tonight, with Innes, his brother, not in the squad. Tom Amone just over the halfway line. Another one of those wrecking ball players we see an awful lot of in Super League these days. As he looked to go one way and then went the other. Atkin, quick load on, hands off to Senior. Senior's got plenty of players away to his left here that Atkin can find. As he goes for a high kick. Kieran keeping his eye on this one, but then he has his pocket pinched. Mellor comes away with it. Still going Mellor, trying to find some space, and he finds Tom Amone straight towards the line. And then the tackle is made, and that's the turnover.
I thought for all money that Alex Mellor was going to drop a little kick in, because I didn't think it was a particularly impressive set from the Tigers. It ended really well, but they had a shift out to the right-hand side, and the Tigers have really struggled this season. Squad imbalance. They've only got one recognised back rower that's playing out there in Alex Mellor on the left-hand side. Too many players were in the same angles. There's no heavy lead line runner ripping back in against an inside shoulder of a defender. Far too easy for the Warriors to defend against.
Brad O'Neill gets it away before it comes out towards Eckersley. Still very close to their own line here, Wigan. Castleford Tigers defenders coming forward in numbers here for the home side. Farrell, who's making his 350th Super League appearance. Liam Farrell, he turns 35 years of age next week, but still going strong. And Semba to the 20. Pushing back again here. Castleford defending in good numbers.
That's a really good set of 6. When you look at the meters they've made. Wigan forced into a kick. Oh, they're not. What a mistake.
An error from Harry Smith. Deep inside Wigan territory as well. What an opportunity this is.
I'll tell you, you put that down to the work that the Castleford Tigers done in the preceding 5 tackles. They've put an ungodly amount of pressure on the Warriors. And Matt Pete will not be happy about this start. I think they've been out-enthused in the opening 10 minutes by the home team. They've really applied some pressure in this area of the field, and the Warriors have blinked first.
Well, Matt Pete was saying in the press earlier this week that he thought that they would have to prepare for the best possible Castleford Tigers side. He knew this was going to be a tough ask here tonight. Liam Horn waiting at dummy half, goes to his left-hand side for Brad Singleton to carry this one to the 10-metre line. Horn again. Goes wide to Atkin, and a short ball, it takes the deflection there, and Wigan will come away with it, but a knock-on, said the referee, as Zach Sini couldn't keep hold of the ball.
Yeah, it's Jake Wardle, left centre for the Wigan Warriors, got a hand in there in the tackle. There's decent shape from the Tigers, and that cut-out ball, you see Harry Smith dipping out the line there, trying to apply some pressure to Dejan Assi, and it took that intervention from Jake Wardle to break down the play, but here's another full set in the Tigers' pocket, and they are inside the 20 here.
Pressure building on the Wigan defence.
With all the effort they've put in, you know, they're going to need to get a reward out of it, because the Warriors side will play till the 80th minute.
Assi out to Sini. Sini back inside, offload from him to find Horn, finds Westerman. 10 metres short as he takes the tackle. Referee shouting at the Wigan defenders. Westerman to Singleton. Singleton again, another 5 metres he's gained this time. Horn goes out wide to his left-hand side for Arce. Sini looking for Tate. Tate is going to be shoved over here by the Wigan defenders. Now, was that tackle completed?
Yeah, penalty conceded. Ball carrying arm and touched the floor. Referees adjudge the tackle becoming complete. Zach Eckers does really well to get underneath, but the ball carrying arm is down, so it's the correct decision from the referee. Tigers get to go again.
It's another set right up against their own line for Wigan.
Got to come away with points.
Like
you feel
say,
they've got to come away with points.
Opportunities like this come few and far between against Wigan. And you can bet your bottom dollar that Danny Maguire will be chewing his nails off at the back of that stand. Out it comes for Senius, who's just 10 metres short of the line, and being pushed back again.
See everybody again running the same line. You've got a middle forward playing in the back row in George Lawler. They've got to start hitting different angles here and testing this Warriors defence.
Here's Amon. Wrapped up once more. Referees blown his whistle again here. High tackle. Cade Ellis, the guilty party by the looks of things on that particular occasion. Here's another set. This must be, what, 5? Amon. Tackles in the bank again for Castleford. But sooner or later, they have to get something from it. Out wide it goes. Assi over the top. Here's Tate going in for the corner. Will Tate for Castleford. They were camped out on the Wigan line time and time again, set after set. They had to get something from it, and Will Tate draws first blood.
In his first game of the season, he opened to scoring for the home side with his first Super League try. And you're right, Fred, it had to come. The Castleford, this is a really important sequence in the game. I know we're only 15 minutes in, but they had to score. That's a beautiful ball from Dejan Arce. He spots Zach Eckersley just out of the line. Zach Eckersley has got eyes for the centre, so he lofts a ball over the top. Will Tate doesn't have to break stride. Take a look at this pass from Dejan Arce. That's outstanding. That's really calm, composed, and a good finish in the corner. And it was such a crucial passage of play, because the Tigers score and their tails are up, and they've got reward for that hard work they've put in for the opening quarter of an hour. Wigan Warriors keep them out, Fraser, and the absolute reverse happens. The Tigers wonder where points are coming from. The Warriors go, yeah, we've got this. We're okay. We can defend set on set. I'll tell you what, that's a brilliant reward for some real endeavour and a fair bit of grit from the Tigers to open this game.
They've had a great start, it has to be said. Now, interestingly, with Rowan Mills not in the squad tonight, it's going to be Chris Atkin who takes the kicking duties. There's been a lot of talk about whether or not Dejan Arce might have been given that responsibility, because he landed 59 goals in the Queensland Cup and New South Wales Cup football. Over 42 appearances, so he knows how to find the bit between the sticks. But Atkin it is,
and these are important.
Has been given the chance.
Yeah, these are important. You've got to go up in sixes against championship sides.
And that one has gone wide.
Yeah,
so 4 points to the good, Castleford.
Sorry, Fraser, just drawn across the front of the goal, but I'll tell you what, that's a fair try assist from Dejan Arce. I think he's underperformed, actually. I think there's been a fair bit of pressure on him. He was Castleford's big name signing, Dejan Arce, and he's been under a fair bit of pressure, and I think he's underperformed, but that ball to Will Tate was special. That's a really positive opening to the game from the home side.
Well, Arce has played all 15 Super League games so far this season for the Castleford Tigers. And as you say, John, a huge amount expected of him. Perhaps he's now settled in and he's starting to deliver. Like you say, terrific pass over the top from him. Castleford now having to do a bit of defending inside their own territory, though, as they try and push Wigan Warriors back upfield. 4 wins so far for Cass this season. 2 of them have come against Salford, the others against Huddersfield and Hull. Hall in towards the halfway line. In the tackle and then 2. As Sini waits and then finds Arce, who comes for another kick towards the corner. Eckersley under a bit of pressure there. Good kick chase from Castleford.
Yeah, you feel they could have got a little bit more depth on that, though, but the line speed is good from the Tigers. It's a decent set after points. Probably could have been an extra 10 metres into the corner, but the line speed is good. The line looks solid. The Wigan Warriors here, they haven't really got the keys to unlock this Tigers defence at the moment. They've got the tools, definitely. At the moment, they're being faced with a yellow wall.
I understand from down on the touchline that Christian Wade is with the squad tonight.
Saw him warming up, Fraser.
Here they come, though, with Zach Eckersley. Eckersley inside towards Jay Field, and Jay Field, simple as you like for Wigan, from out of nowhere. Terrific run from Zach Eckersley and finished off easily by Jay Field.
And just as we were talking about Christian Wade, another speedster who looked fantastic in the warm-up, by the way, really sharp. We get Super League's leading try scorer who extends that run, extends the gap between him and the rest at the top of the leaderboard. Great pick-up from Farrimond in the middle of that one, and it's a cut-out ball from field that finds Eckersley down the touchline and then takes the return pass from the wingman, who's doing a brilliant job in the absence of Abbas Miski. Take a look at this off the toes from Farrimond. That's great. That's a bit of vision from Jay Field. And then Eckersley, I think he's a fantastic player with a big future. Finds the pass for Jay Field. And a warning there for the Castleford Tigers. It's been a very productive start, a very positive start, but Matt Peate's men are champions for a reason, Fraser, and they can hurt you from anywhere. And there's a reminder, a timely reminder for everybody in this stadium who is a Castleford fan, just what these Warriors team is capable of.
Adam Kieran then to add the extras if he can. 116 points for Adam Kieran after round 15 going into this game. He's second on the Super League goal chart behind Arthur Morg. So another man who knows exactly how to get it between the sticks. But incidentally, Jay Field now, that's now 6 tries in his last 5 appearances for Wigan Warriors, and as you say, a real hot streak of form. Adam Kieran then to put Wigan ahead. Strikes it well.
Never in doubt, was it, from Adam Kieran? As you said, consummate goal kicker. But Jay Field on his 100th Wigan appearance with a customary try. It was created by Field, midfield. Eckersley down the touchline and then finds the fullback in support. And he's done that so many times for the Wigan Warriors in those 100 appearances. And the Warriors are up and running.
Castleford get his back off and underway. Then it's just a long, deep kick, this one. But, dealt with well by the visitors. Big old shove going on, though, against Luke Thompson. Been shifted out with Ethan Havard, who's come on as a substitute. Here's Nsemba. Good tackling, good work from Sam Wood. Getting in there, and that's no mean feat, bringing down Junior Nsemba to the halfway line with Brad O'Neill closing in on Castleford territory. Farrell to the halfway line. O'Neill goes wide to his left-hand side for Smith with the kick to the corner. Sini chasing it. Matt Pete also saying earlier this week that he's got a huge amount of respect for Danny Maguire, not only in terms of what he's done for the game, but how he's blossoming as a coach. He said that in particular, he loves his honesty and his passion for the game. Horn managing to find Westerman, who's another one with a milestone tonight, his 450th career appearance. As Horn finds a moan back inside the Wigan half, but this is the 5th. On again, away to the left-hand side. Joe Stimson is warming up on the sidelines for Castleford Tigers, so we'll get to see what the new recruit can do very shortly. Here's Sini going for the chip kick, snatched out of his path by Harry Smith there.
Oh, really smart from Harry Smith. Zach Sini just saw a potential opportunity. That was really nice. Pirouette on the catch from Harry Smith. Safe and sound. Dejan Arce is just pulling those kicks up short. That time it was challenged for by Alex Mellor. And this is where the Tigers have been good. They've been decent with the front of defence. The initial contact has been strong. They've been getting numbers in the tackle. Just starting to see the Warriors get a little bit of a foothold now. You saw in the last set, Junior Nsemba generated a little bit of momentum. And there is Joe Stimson. This is the recruit from Brisbane Tigers. And Cas fans will be hoping that this first recruit from Chris Chester, who will emulate the success he had in his director of rugby role at Lee. He weaved some magic there, didn't he? Oh, that's brilliant.
Oh, Sini tackled in goal and he lost the ball as well.
That's a brilliant kick chase. It's a penalty given away. I can only assume that's for a high tackle in the act of making the stop on Sini. The kick chase is brilliant. Puts a lot of pressure on, but the fall in Sini catches an arm from Jay Field. You take a look at the right arm, just goes over the top and collects the fullback.
So a bit of a let-off that for Castleford. Senior then for the home side. Back a little bit.
This will be Stimpson's first carry in a Castleford Tigers jersey. He arrived 6 days ago. I think he's had 3 training sessions with his teammates.
Good few post-contact meters there gained for Joe Stimson. Here's Tom Amone. waiting just behind him. RC shouting instructions down to his right-hand side. Atkin tackled. Sini waiting to the left-hand side. Stimson with a quick pass. And now Amon, 20 metres short now of the Wigan line on the last. RC with the kick, going for the corner once again. Everybody going up for it.
Oh, it's
Wigan come up with it.
Pinched out of Alex Mellor's hands, Jay Field. He just stood up the kick. Dejan Arce, the kicks have improved. At his 4th attempt, and it was a genuine contest for the ball. I think for a second Alex Mellor thought he had that, but Jay Field, as experienced as he is, made it safe. These are now hard carries once again. This has been a common feature of this first kind of 20-25 minutes. The Warriors having to do the hard yards here.
Castleford doing the defending. It's O'Neill, the short ball in towards Havard. Trundling an extra couple of metres towards the halfway line. O'Neill gets it away, and now Farrimond. Farrimond goes for the kick. It's a high one, this, a tester, but well picked up by Tate. Farrimond going in with the tackle, and then Semba putting the pressure on Wigan. 5 straight defeats at home for Castleford. 5 of the last 6 in actual fact at home. They failed to score a point last week, of course, against Hull KR. That was the first time that happened since August 23. And they lost 28-0 to Huddersfield Giants. So that little record brushed aside thanks to the try from Will Tate earlier. 25.5 minutes gone. It's a very competitive match between these two so far. RC going for the kick.
Well watched by Wardle. Yeah, because he got right underneath the belly of the ball, Dejan Arce there. Wardle had to nurse that into his grasp. And here's Douglas, late replacement for Liam Marshall. I always wonder these guys who come in as part of that matchday squad. 95% chance they're not going to be playing, but they've got to be ready. They've got to go through the warm-up. They've got to have that same level of concentration, and that's why these late call-ups do happen from time to time.
Cruz Leeming has come on as a substitute. He's making his 250th career appearance. Same milestones all over the place tonight. Ellis, quick hands again from Smith. Down the line it comes for Wardle. Wardle does well to offload that one to Fields. Fields dancing his way across. Long pass out to Nsemba. Nsemba's got a bit of space here if he can find an overlap. He's gone backwards eventually. Eckersley, though, wow! Smashed into the sidelines. And Castleford, well, coming away with it.
Really well scrambled by the Tigers, because Julian Nsemba is a handful and a half. He got a late ball away to Eckersley, but the Tigers' rearguard action were there. The Warriors, they've switched from attack to defence already midway through the set. The Tigers still inside the 10.
Here's the new addition. Joe Stimson for the Tigers. Sini now muscling his way forward.
Yeah, you look at that for a set of defence. The Warriors have gone up a notch here. It's going to take he's going to need a long raking kick here from Dejan Arce. This will be taken on the full by Eckersley.
They were a long way back there, Castleford. And Eckersley will try and return it with interest. Chase was decent. They've pushed them back to the 20. Patrick Mago is now coming on for Wigan, and here he is. And that's the last thing you want to see coming off the bench running towards you, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Matt Peets maybe made that change a little bit earlier than he perhaps intended, because
he's Leeming, lovely little turn and skip from him. Still going, feeds it away to Kieran. Kieran now, he's run out of space. Goes for Nsemba. Nsemba going at the line, 10 metres short, eventually gets dragged down, but Wigan so quickly turning the defending into a very strong attacking position. Farriman gets it away to Leeming. Leeming begging and begging and begging to Wardle. Wardle out wide. Oh, just too far in front of Jake Douglas. But that's a try gone begging.
Oh, he did everything right. I mean, the movement on the catch was first class, because I think it's been read really well by Lewis Senior. But the movement on the catch was first class. Just couldn't get the pass away on target. I go back to Mago and Cruz Leeming, two people who've been brought on, I think, to really change up the tempo of those yardage carries. Mago, we know, is a really destructive ball runner, and a bit of craft and guile and 10-metre pace out of dummy half from Cruz Leeming. And I think that's recognition, you know, from Matt Peat, that they're not getting much change out the Castleford Tigers. I think they've been really dogged in defence, particularly with Wigan coming out of their end. So that's a nod, I think, to how the Castleford Tigers have contained the Warriors so far.
Griffin has come on for Castleford Tigers. Griffin making his 100th appearance for Castleford tonight.
I was talking to George earlier today. His 100th appearance, I think he's been around for about 25 years. He made the joke, he's averaging about 7 games a season. But many congratulations. You know, as you said, many who have got milestone games this evening. We seem to have a glut of them all at once.
Yeah, George has had a 13-year career so far, 6 clubs he's played for. Here's Stimson. Here's the 5th. Atkin with a kick to the corner. Another teaser for the Wigan defence, and a big tackle goes in from George Lawler.
Well met on the catch by Lawler. There's a rib check for Jacob Douglas. He's taken it well, and once again the Tigers back into that defensive groove. Eckers this time, again, no change from this Castleford Tigers defence.
They are keeping it very tight as Havard runs into the brick wall with his Joe Westerman. Leeming, low kick this time for Leeming, and bounced nicely for Sini, and then Leeming on the tackle afterwards, and Leeming annoyed with himself there.
Yeah, credit to Zach Sini, he's bounced straight back up to his feet. I think Sini lost his footing here and was collected by Cruz Leeming. Very little Cruz Leeming could do about that. He was expecting to hit him in the chest, but Zach Sini's dropped by about a foot right in front of him. So penalty only.
Yeah, you could tell Leeming was annoyed with himself, because there was nothing he could really do about that with Sini losing his footing. But the fact is, he's given away a penalty in what would have been a pretty decent position for Wigan if they'd have kept possession.
And that's a decent clearing kick as well. That's 30 metres on the kick from Dejan Arce. So the Tigers here, they have another opportunity, and they spent a lot of time down this end of the field.
Stimson. Hill waiting for it just behind him. Finds Westerman. And then another bustling run from Senior. It's Mellor in actual fact. Hill waits again. Just behind Mellor as Westerman has it. Going for the line himself. Plenty of red shirts around though. Just going himself now, George Hill. Hill very short. Castleford closing in. Atkin looking to find a way. Dabs a ball through. It's too much on that one. And it'll go out of play.
Yeah, always too much weight on the kick from Chris Atkin. He just tries to roll it through. It comes off the boot hot, doesn't it? And a 7-tackle set for the Wigan Warriors. So a pressure relief of sorts.
Danny Maguire was the guest on the Bench podcast earlier this week with Jenna and John. Some fascinating stuff from him. Well worth a listen if you haven't heard it already. And he did talk particularly about the influence that Chris Chester is already having at the club, not only in terms of senior player recruitment, but across the board.
great footwork, Farrimond. He's beaten 4 tacklers there. Dejanowski just gets to him, but now it's Nsemba on another marauding run down the channel. Really impressed with Jack Farrimond. He's had to be so patient, hasn't he? Because he's behind arguably the best player in Super League in Bevan French, but I think he's taken his chances when he's had them really well.
They do rate him very, very highly indeed, and he's got an awful lot of time to fill the boots of Bevan French eventually, if that turns out to be the case. Douglas did well there to, first of all, keep hold of the ball. Takes the tackle, though. Midway inside Castleford territory with Mago. Lovely offload from him. Smith goes for the kick down to the corner. Everybody chasing after it, including Zaxini. And he's done well to keep hold of possession.
He's had to cover some ground there as Zaxini. I think he's done all right. You know, he's clearly not a fullback, is he? But I think he's been asked to do a really difficult job in the absence of Texoy. I mean, fullback, the modern game, is the most aerobically demanding position on the field, and going from life in the centres, and now I think it's his 4th or 5th game consecutively at fullback. He's making a decent fist of it.
It's almost like you have to play 3 or 4 different positions in every single game for periods of it. So Zaxini being asked to fill in at the back at the moment. Baller goes down in the tackle. Hill just behind him. And now Atkin with the kick. Big hoisted high one again, but straight under Jay Field. Meat and drink for him. Backhanded kick. And after what was a pretty frenetic period, the game has just dropped into a little bit of a lull. Both teams going set for set. But given the fact that Castleford are only 2 points behind at this stage, they'll feel like it's been a very, very positive first 35 minutes. Mago over the halfway line for Wigan. Leeming just waiting behind him. Goes for Tyler Dupree. Leeming again. Goes for Smith. Farrell with him.
Good tackle, Lewis Senior. Well stopped.
Smith onto Leeming. Dupree to run at the defence, almost up to the 10-metre line. Wigan sensing an opportunity as Smith out wide into the middle. Back again with Havard. It comes to Leeming with a chip through, straight into the hands of Sini, who read that very, very well.
Yeah, and again, look, he's learning on the fly, Sini, but again, another piece of accomplished defensive work from the fullback position. It was a cute kick, wasn't it, from Harry Smith, but just popped up in front of Sini. And now the back three getting to work. Will Tate, he's taking a carry.
Hill behind him. Big tackle going in there from Nsemba.
Yeah, the crowd letting the referee know there was potential there for a dangerous tackle. I think Adam Kieran let that one go immediately. The Tigers are going to get to the end of another set here, and this is something that I think has been a real feature of the first half performance of the Tigers. These kicks are coming in. That's a bit more of a kick for position, but they're presenting a unified wall here, as they have done for the majority of this first half, and it's been really effective for them.
They are very quick on the chase, trying to pin Wigan back as much as they possibly can in their own half. Eckersley is tackled just short of the halfway line. Kieran.
Oh, that looked very, very close to being hided. That
George Griffin. Yeah. Mago. Quick hands again from Wigan as Farrell still trying to steal an extra metre or two. Leeming back again with Smith, running back inside the line. Trying to find a gap before he gets it to Farrimond. Farrimond out wide, they've got men in up. Almost had men waiting for it. Eckersley just too far in front of him.
Yeah, it's just not sticking for the Warriors at the moment, is it? I mean, Harry Smith, with nothing doing, managed to fashion something, got it in the hands of Jack Farrimond, but the ball from Kieran to Zach Eckersley was off the money. Ball goes into touch. Another reprieve for the Tigers, and it'll be frustration, I think, for the coaching staff of the Wigan Warriors. They've muddled their way through those last 2 or 3 weeks. Don't forget, before that loss against Wakefield Trinity was that great escape against the Huddersfield Giants. So they've not really hit the heights we've been accustomed to seeing from the Wigan Warriors over the last 2 or 3 weeks. And that's taking nothing away from Wakefield's performance, by the way, last week, which was fantastic. And again, they find themselves in a bit of a dogfight here at the Jungle.
Matt Peake did say after that defeat against Wakefield that he didn't think they were too far off. But at the moment, we've got to credit Castleford for the work that they're getting through here. Atkin, and it was shorter hands for Lawler and knocked on.
Well, look, the idea was right, you know. And I think George Lawler probably be a little disappointed he couldn't reel that in. He's going at the line, Chris Atkin. That's what I like about him, you know. He's a real utility player, is Atkin. Multiple positions, plays them all well. And Lawler, he ran a great line, but just couldn't reel the ball in. There is Chris Atkin. He's great utility value, operating the halves today. And I like it. I like it as a runner first. He's a runner first, passer second, and can really challenge a defensive line.
The referee not happy with the way that this scrum has been formed. Having words with some of the players, including Joe Stimson.
Friendly front row conversation. can't claim I would ever have been involved in anything like that, but I can imagine what's been said.
Oh, this is a lovely run from Kieran. Kieran getting away from the Castleford defenders, and Adam Kieran, they've done it again from absolutely nothing. The Castleford defence simply opened up, and Adam Kieran took the opportunity. And the Tigers have really shot themselves in the foot here.
From the scrum, on the stroke of half-time, and the Wigan Warriors just shown a touch of class. I mean, they have been off it for the majority of this half. A bit of kidology, Farriman going on one side, but Harry Smith again. And the key there is Harry Smith right at the line and attracts the attention of Dejan Arce, and he's got Adam Kieran straight through the gap. Take a look at how deep Harry Smith goes there and attracts the attention of Arce. And Adam Kieran, well, streaks away underneath the sticks. He'll convert this as well. The half-time hooter sounds in the background. And after all the endeavour and all the effort, they were just opened up by a brilliant piece of attacking play from Harry Smith. It's a really difficult thing to defend. Dejan Arce has been put in an invidious position, straight off the scrum, flat-footed defence, and Harry Smith's gone right at you, challenged you. Who are you taking? Me, or the man who's lining up to take the goal? And there is the shot of Lee Crooks enjoying a testimonial. Tuera Nickau, Tony Kemp on the right-hand side, Grant Anderson, you can just see. Richard Russell, some greats of that 1993-94 season. I think there were 9 members of that, of the 15 that took part in that Regal Trophy final, that are here to support Lee Crooks in that testimonial.
Adam Kieran then to add the extras. And he's in a similar position to how he was for the first one. This will be 2 from 2 if he gets it over, which he has. And Wigan Warriors go into the break nicely placed at 12 points to 4 up. And Matty Peake will have a much happier half-time team talk than he would have done after the first 20-25 minutes or so, when Castleford were really in the game.
Yeah, look, I think there'll be a recognition as well there that Castleford have really come to the party from Matt Peake. I don't think he'd be too disappointed following an opportunity to talk to his charges in the dressing room. He'd be reasonably happy with what he's seen, I think, and in large part that's down to that yellow brick wall that the Castleford Tigers have presented to the Wigan Warriors for the majority of that first half. Just the class at times from the Wigan Warriors has proved the difference.
You mentioned that Danny Maguire should probably be pretty pleased with the way his side have played, certainly in terms of some of the statistics that we saw just before the start of this second half, certainly in terms of their discipline and the way they've played. What more does he need to see from his troops in the second half?
Look, I think the Castleford Tigers, on their very best day, would struggle to beat a Wigan Warriors side that's playing at 80%. That's the harsh reality of where we are with these two sides and the different stages that there are. The Wigan Warriors, you know, defending champions. And I'll tell you what, they've not defended that very well, though. Wow. That ball's a miscommunication in the lead up to that, and the Castleford Tigers are going to get early possession here.
Look at the look of complete and utter bemusement on the faces of the Wigan players there. They're all looking at each other just to say, well, that was yours, that was yours. In the end, it was nobody's. And straight out, look at that. Well, very, very unusual. Matt Peake will not be happy with the fact that his side are goal line dropping out.
Harry Smith's questioned the referee here because I think there was an understanding that that ball dropped on the whitewash in the in goal.
Well, the upshot is that Castleford have possession back with George Griffin bringing it to the halfway line. And if Wigan didn't have enough motivation ringing in their ears from Matt Peake at half-time, then they've certainly been handed a bit extra now.
Yeah, and I think the replay shows you that that was the correct call again. Harry Smith right not to challenge that. Tigers tails up, early possession. Here's Sini.
Sini with good work down the left-hand side for Sam Wood. Wood back into Sini, and now Dejan Assi, Westerman. Wide out to the right-hand side. George Hill tackled just 10 metres short of the line, and the Castleford fans that the players are now running towards find their voices again. Westerman misses out Stimson, goes for Assi instead. Assi himself, oh yes, Dejan Assi! And the gap just opened up in front of him. And all of a sudden, Castleford Tigers, having been gifted a restart straight from the kickoff, have capitalised.
Inauspicious start to the second half from the Wigan Warriors. Miscommunication between Jacob Douglas and Harry Smith. From the kickoff, Dejan Assi puts it right in a corner. It's Douglas's ball. It's Douglas's ball all day long. It is very close, but it's the correct decision. And once they get into position, the Tigers, they've got lines and they've got a bit of mercurial talent in the shape of Dejan Assi, who sells an outrageous dummy to the Wigan Warriors defence. It's Junior Nsemba who overreads, and he walks in untouched the left-hand side of the upright. Now, in the process of scoring the try, there's been a Castleford Tigers player, Alex Mellor, who's hanging his hit off the ball here. He ran a drifting outline away from Dejan Assi, and he was collected by a Wigan Warriors player. Yeah, he's been hit by Adam Kieran and Jack Farrimond, and he's gone down awkwardly. He's having his knee attended to. So this try may come at some cost for the Castleford Tigers, because I think Alex Mellor has been the best player in a Tigers shirt this season. Yeah, he's been hit off the ball then. I'd be surprised if there's not further action taken by the referee here, you know.
Well, we'll keep an eye on that one for you. But at the moment, Chris Atkin is lining up the ball. Video referee, we understand, is having a close look at that challenge by Adam Kieran.
I'll tell you what the headline is, though. The headline is the Castleford Tigers have come out of the blocks here. They've got in position, and in the front of the Weldon Road end, have struck a real blow. Now, the referee's just calling time off here. Now he's allowed the kick to go. He's still taking direction from the video referee. Now he's called time off.
Well, Tom Grant is going over to Liam Farrell, and he's had a few words.
Well, there's going to be no further action taken here. Rugby incident is the call from the video referee. I disagree. Adam Kieran he's got full sight of what's going on there. The ball has been dummied by Dejan Assi, and he's decided to go through with the tackle anyway. He's got ample opportunity there. Now, thankfully, Alex Mellor's okay to continue.
Well,
and take another look at this. Look, the ball's gone. You know,
well, you've seen action being taken for similar incidents.
Yeah, it doesn't. I've seen it again. Maybe doesn't look as bad as I first thought. Certainly, Adam Kieran had time to pull out, but equally, he's not actually accelerating into contact and trying to make a tackle. Alex Mellor's coming his way.
Well, he's back on the touchline Alex Mellor just in front of him, but he's walking very gingerly towards the ball now.
Look, here we go. Castleford Tigers started this second half in real positive fashion.
Can they keep it going? Griffin getting his face pushed down into the turf as Hill gets it short for Senior. To the left for Westerman. Samba and Mago involved in the tackle. Sini. Mago again and Leeming. Tackling for Wigan. Hill, quick hands, and hoisted high. Straight into Jay Field, despite the best efforts of the Weldon Road crowd trying to put him off. Farrimond has a quick look. Douglas in the tackle. Farrell towards the halfway line. Referee shouting at Chris Atkin to get on with it in terms of the tackle. Here's Mago.
It's all a bit static from the Wigan Warriors. Mago's made 3 Castleford Tigers players work, but there's not an awful lot of punch in this set.
They're finding it difficult to get through, but they've found a bit of space now. Down on that left-hand side with Douglas again. Now they're inside Castleford territory. Smith goes for the kick to the corner. Everybody chasing after it in a red and white shirt, including Nsemba. But good covering tackles there from the home side.
No, it was a brilliant end from Will Tate. I mean, he's got the biggest bloke on the rugby field in Junior Nsemba careering towards him.
Timed it well, didn't he?
I think he's going for the catch, and he's going for the catch, and then the huge frame of Junior Nsemba has loomed up in his peripheral vision. He's gone, well, I may as well try my best to take him down, and he's done a good job. And again, the Wigan Warriors, they're going nowhere in that set, but just again to underline the quality they do possess, just moments of breaking the Castleford Tigers down and opening them up.
Sim tackles. There's a knock on there, though. And Wigan will get it back here.
Yeah, this is dangerous. They've been smacked in the face, the Wigan Warriors, in the opening 5 minutes of this second half. An error at the play the ball gifts the Wigan Warriors some prime real estate. There's 800 or so Wigan Warriors fans in the railway end, and that's going to explode if the Wigan Warriors cross here.
Yeah, they've come in numbers again. The Wigan fans on a Saturday night as Smith peels this one away. Kieran was waiting behind him, but now Leeming goes in for dummy half instead, and it's 6 again. The referee saying that Castleford were too slow. So a real opportunity here for Wigan Warriors. Leeming plays it short for Smith. Smith with a wide tackle over the top and into Tate, and he's come away with it. Running away here, Will Tate. He needs some support though. He doesn't find it. He caught everybody napping there, but Castleford all of a sudden have turned the tables. Here's Sini into Stimson. Stimson running at defenders, shuffling Ethan Havard off. Atkin rallies his troops.
Another set restart for the Tigers.
They'll get 6 more again. Griffin trying to burrow his way through the Wigan defence. Quickly away to Assi, out wide to the left side, in towards the edge of the area, and Sam Wood has gone over for Castleford. What a second half this is turning out to be for the home side. And Sam Wood, set on a plate, gets Castleford's second try of the second half.
Oh, and they take the lead through Sam Wood, but it was at the other end of the field where all the action was. The Wigan Warriors in the box seat until this errant pass from Harry Smith, who puts his hands on his hips. Will Tate streaks downfield. I think he does really well just to take the tackle here. The ball crosses into the hands of Joe Stimson, who makes another couple of metres post-contact. And then this strength through the hips from Sam Wood, who gets on the outside of his opposite number, takes the ball, steps on the outside, beats Kieran, puts the Tigers into the lead. And Chris Chester and Danny Maguire in conference here. And they've started this second half like a house on fire.
Well, whatever Danny Maguire said to his players at half-time, it certainly seems to be working.
Well, it's more of the same, and stick on those tackles. You know, the Wigan Warriors have gifted them a couple of opportunities, though.
Yeah, there was the ball in the corner from the kickoff, and then the intercept there from Will Tate.
Yeah, their go-to side's the left-hand side. Harry Smith has overcalled to the right and then overplayed into the hands of Will Tate. They found themselves down the other end of the field.
Atkin with the kick. It's a very acute angle, and he's managed to get it over.
It's a beauty. It's an absolute stunner from the touchline. Well, we know he's not the frontline kicker for the Castleford Tigers, but he's nailed one from the touchline there. And take another look at the try. Players in motion. That's a great lead line from Alex Mellor. It really holds the defence up. And then Adam Kieran's got an awful lot of work to do to get back out onto Sam Wood, who's too big and too strong, and puts the Tigers into the lead. And it's well deserved.
Well, we're seeing a bit of strapping going on.
Yeah, it's Alex Mellor, yeah.
Alex Mellor, after that incident with Adam Kieran not so long ago, he was struggling, and now running repairs for the Castleford player. But their tails are up at the moment.
And they've got to be careful here, the Wigan Warriors. Look, we know they've got the quality. Absolutely, that's not in doubt. But what the Tigers have done here, with the way they've approached this game and the way they've started this second half, they've brought the 7,000, 8,000 Castleford fans onto the pitch with them. The noise in here now is oppressive if you're a Wigan Warrior.
It is one of those grounds, if you ever come to the jungle, you know you're going to be guaranteed a fantastic atmosphere, because the stands are so close to the pitch. It's almost as if the fans are a part of the game itself. And they're certainly having a big effect here tonight. Arce run into, knock on by Wigan, says the referee, and they'll get 6 again here on the halfway line.
Yeah, Dejan Arce again, a little bit of trickery at the line. I think they're saying it's Adam Kieran's hand in the tackle there. And that's the reason that the Castleford Tigers will retain possession. So another set of 6 here for the Wigan Warriors. This is the incident. It's just that right arm that snakes out from Adam Kieran and just deflects the ball as it comes out of Dejan Arce's grasp.
Bang on the halfway line. Arce rolls the ball inside. Out it comes quickly for Atkin and Sini. The Wigan players trying to keep him up and drag him out of play here. Castleford players getting involved. The ball's come away. That is a handover to Wigan.
It's a fantastic piece of work. It's a brilliant response. And the difference between that and what we saw earlier is the Wigan Warriors have got underneath the ball. It's the ball carrying arm is key. That's what the referee's looking for. So if they can keep Zach Sini's ball carrying arm off the ground, they force him into last-ditch efforts to keep the ball alive. And that's a great response. It's simple and it's brute force, but it snapped what has been a bit of a purple patch for the Castleford Tigers.
Just taken the wind out of Castleford sails momentarily. And they get possession back in a good position. Leaming short ball to Kieran.
God, we've got a game on now. A game on now. Half an hour, just less than half an hour to play.
4 points between the two sides. Tigers leading. Here's Mago for Wigan. Leaming stood behind him. Good ball from Farrimond into Havard. Leaming again. Waiting at dummy half to Farrimond. Oh, good work from Liam Farrell to keep hold of it there. As Wardle goes down the left flank. Ooh, might be an injury there to Wardle, though, in that tackle, and he's holding his shoulders. We'll keep an eye on that one, but Dupree comes away with it now for the visitors. 10 metres short. They've kept it alive here. Harry Smith looking for Havard. Smith going to his left-hand side instead for Mago. Lovely long pass out towards Field. Field skipping towards the corner for Farrell. They've just run out of options here a little bit as the yellow brick wall closes in. Farrell trying to get to his feet. Leeming to Mago. Mago to Smith. Down the line it goes once more for Kieran, who's brought up just short.
Well marshalled by the Tigers' defence. No one biting in the line. No one jumping. No one missing their assignment. And there's Jake Wardle. He's clutching a pectoral. I hope from Jake's perspective that's just a twinge and an uncomfortable pull. He's going to soldier on for now. But another concern for the Warriors. They find themselves in good position though, and the Tigers already burnt 2 tackles. They've just managed to get outside the 10. He's in a fair bit of discomfort, is Jake Wardle.
He's struggling. He really is. Keep an eye on that one for you. 14 minutes gone in the second half. Castleford still leading. Trying to get out of their own half at the moment, though, and finding it difficult because the Wigan defence is held pretty strong in this set. Griffin. This is the last one. And a hand over there because the play of the ball was poor.
They're the bits, aren't they, that Danny Maguire, everything else that he's so
I think they're challenging this.
They are going to challenge it, yeah.
So, Castleford with the first captain challenge of the afternoon, and for the first time this evening we hear from video referee Aaron Moore.
So we've got a captain's challenge, and Castleford are challenging the ruling of an incorrect play of the ball. So George Griffin's in possession, so play it through from here. So he's in possession, and we'll look it from here now. So he's still got his hand on the floor, so he's not regained his feet properly yet. Still got his hand on the floor. And then he plays the ball forward, and it's an incorrect play of the ball. Challenge unsuccessful.
An unsuccessful challenge then, and it was pretty clear cut from the video there, wasn't it, John?
Yeah, I don't know why they've challenged it. Challenge out of frustration more than anything else, because George Griffin's claiming there were people, and Alex Miller's continued the conversation saying there were Wigan Warriors defenders interfering at the play of the ball, but he's played the ball forward. It's not the right way to end a set. These are the little bits, those 1%ers that Danny Maguire would have been talking about. They were so good at it in the first half, that 95% completion, always through the boot of Dejan Arce or Chris Atkin downfield.
Danny Maguire was saying on the Bench podcast earlier this week that he, if he had the choice, would get rid of the captain's challenge. He doesn't like it, says it slows the game down too much. I know it's a topic that has divided people's opinions over the course of the season. Wigan, however, have possession. And there you see Castleford, probably one of the sides that have been more successful than most in terms of challenges being successful.
Oh, good tackle, Stimson. Because Nsemba had got into gear there.
Leeming just behind him. Goes to Mago. 3 involved in the tackle to try and bring him down. Leeming again, goes to his left. Quickly out for Field. Trying to bring Douglas in. Ball is turned over. And Castleford survive another Wigan attack.
And this is where Wigan will ramp up now. They're going to sense an opportunity to really shift momentum in the game. Pressure from dummy half and a good carry in response. That time from Sim.
You mentioned it midway through the first half, the switch round in plays. Matty Peet deciding that he needed to change things around a bit. Maybe we'll see a bit more of that from Wigan now.
Just too much again from the Wigan Warriors. Josh Sim with a really good carry, and then a second effort to try and just stem the flow, interrupt the momentum, and it's led to another 30-metre clearing kick downfield from the Tigers.
Got 2 balls on the field for momentarily there, but eventually we get back underway. Hill. Just inside Wigan territory now. And another real challenge for the Tigers to get themselves closer and closer to the Wigan line. Tom Amone. Hill, quick to Arsi. Arsi trying to sell the dummy, but this time Wigan weren't buying. Just over 10 metres short from the line. Trying to get an extra metre or 2. Push forward from Hall. Sam Hall just short of the line. Alarm bells ringing in the Wigan defence. Westerman gets wrapped up in the tackle again.
Set restart again for the Castleford Tigers, yeah.
6 more for the home side. Amone trying to bulldoze his way through the line. The Wigan defence being put under real pressure here. Westerman to Assi. Looks to go for the kick. They go down the line. Tate wrapped up again. Kieran involved. Sini wants it played quicker. He's going for it himself, Zach Sini. And Semba and Kieran and Farimond stopping him this time. Way out to the right flank. Mella into Westerman. Westerman with a lovely pass. Atkin over the top. Oh, it's too far. Josh Sim.
And just, again, ever so slightly overcooked. This time from Chris Atkin. The wingers are tucked. And Chris Atkin has just overcooked that pass. Yeah, Josh Sim very nearly got to it, but he's on his way out. The winger, a lot of teams do this now, so they get great shape, but they actually tuck the wingers in behind the centres and unfold and unravel and unfurl as the play goes on. And Chris Atkin, almost like an NFL quarterback, has thrown the ball to where he expects Josh Sim to be. He just couldn't get there quick enough.
Luke Thompson has come back on for Wigan. It's Brad O'Neill spreads it out to Tyler Dupree eventually. Just coming up towards the hour mark, and the game boiling up nicely between these two sides. And Semba back to Farimond.
Oh, good Harry in front.
Well looked after.
Yeah, Sam Wood, he's come right out the line, really well read, because that was a dangerous looking offload, and Farimond's been wrapped up by the centre.
To the halfway line, Wigan. As O'Neill waiting. Smith with the kick. Another high one. Well taken by Josh Sim. Had his eyes all over that one right from the start.
Yeah, the temptation's always to sneak a glance at what's coming at you.
Don't.
But yeah,
don't.
It's yeah, the very last thing you should do. Eyes on the ball, fully committed, as Josh Sim was there.
Yeah, I think the worry is that when the ball comes up like that, there's somebody coming towards you very, very quickly as well.
You can hear the hooves, Fraser.
You can indeed. Thundering towards you. Mella, who's done well to keep going despite that knee injury. I'll see. Oh, Atkin, and then hands coming off Sini. And that'll be a 0. Oh, hang on. Scrum Wigan.
Yeah, you could see what they're trying to do. You know, the setup is great, the shape is great, the depth is great. It's just the execution that's lacking, isn't it? The pressure applied by Jake Wardle just got in the eye line of Zach Sini, who was rushed and hurried into trying to execute a pass quicker than he wanted to.
Danny Maguire, always a very animated figure up there at the back of the stand. And, he said that he thinks he maybe should try and rein it in a little bit, but he's so passionate about the game. Absolutely lives and breathes it. Matty Pete, by contrast, always seems to be a picture of calm.
Wigan set up to the left here. Watch Jay Field.
Thompson on the 10-metre line as Wigan spread it out through Farrimond, and now Field dances back inside, and then Amon comes and crunches into him. Back with O'Neill. Ellis. Smith into Nsemba, and Nsemba's dropped it. They'll get the ball back again here, Castleford, and this is most unlike Wigan in terms of some of the handling errors that are going on tonight. Yeah, and again, the Castleford Tigers, the line has remained intact. Nobody is tempted to come out of that line. They're defending as a unit, they're defending collectively, and they've got all sorts being thrown at them in terms of shape and numbers and different angles, but it's the best way to defend as a unit, together, all on the same page, acting as one. And it has been exactly that. It has been a yellow brick wall for large parts of this game. Just moments of brilliance that have cracked open the Tigers, but they are 16 points to 12 to the good. And it's been largely based on that gritty, robust defence that's been on show. Less than 18 minutes remaining in the game now. Can Castleford Tigers hang on for their 5th victory of the season against the champions, or will the champions show why they are the champions and find that way again? Well, it's the worst thing they can do is to hang on. They've got to keep playing. They've got the crowd engaged. They're playing some good football. They've got to keep playing here, the Tigers. Well, they're certainly not showing any signs of hanging on at the moment. As Sini trying to come forward, finding Westerman. Westerman to Atkin. Atkin running at defenders now, looking for some support. Showed it to Alsi and then went on his own. Wood. Inside to the middle for Mella. This is the last one. Atkin shouting at his players again. Here it comes for Atkin. Looked like he was going to go for it, but then Assi goes for the corner. Off they go. It's pandemonium at the back there for a moment. They could be in again here. They are. George Hill for Castleford Tigers. Joy amongst the Castleford Tigers fans at the back there. But the video referee is going to have the last word. Tom Grant says no try on the field. We'll go once again to Aaron Moore.
Tackle 5. We've got an on-field decision of no try. So it's from a kick, so we'll pause it on the foot. Yep, so I'm happy that all the chasers there have got both feet behind the ball, so we can play it through to the catch here. So we'll play it through to the catch, and we'll go close in on this. So we're going in on the catch. I'm looking what happens with the ball here. So we've got Eckersley and Sini going up for the ball. I'm seeing what happens here with this. This might tell us more. So we're going into the catch. Sini's going for the ball. Let's go back on this. So we're just looking at a clear version here on how this ball comes out. So we're going up for the ball. Can we just go back on that, please? Go back on that. Really slow here. Yep, just into the catch. Really slow on the catch. So he's going up. And we can see there that Zach Sini loses the ball into Zach Eckersley. The ball changes shape and he loses it into him. Thank you, I've seen all I need.
Well, all the decision there was about the difficulty of seeing whether or not Zach Sini connected with the ball, and we could see that the ball's shape of it falling was touched very, very slightly by Zach Sini, and as a result, that's a try chalked off for Castleford.
Yeah, Zaksini unable to take clean possession. Ball deflected from him into the leg of Zach Eckersley. Constitutes a knock-on. So the Wigan Warriors breathe a sigh of relief, because the way this game was going, you felt like another score to the Tigers, that could well and truly see them home and hosed.
Look at this defending, though, from Castleford.
Yes, they're in a mood, aren't they?
Well, they've been let off one there. Wigan, what will that effect have? Will they be poking the bear here, Castleford Tigers?
Well, Matt Peel will be hoping they're shocked into action.
With some work to do now then, Wigan Warriors, as Thompson finds O'Neill. O'Neill gets it away. Dupree, quick hands for Smith. Down the left flank for Wardle. Over the halfway line. This is the last. This needs to be a good kick from Harry Smith. Oh, it's a terrible pass though, and he's under real pressure, and Castleford could come away with it here. That'll be the handover inside Wigan territory.
Handover.
Well, there's an almighty kerfuffle going on in the middle, and I think they're challenging this one, Wigan, because they're not happy with that decision.
They think that there's a Castleford player who got a touch of this ball.
Aaron, the captain's challenge from Wigan, the challenging the decision of handover. They're claiming the ball is played at by Castle.
Claim is that the ball's been played at then, so once again Aaron Moore has another decision to make.
OK, we've got a captain's challenge, so we're going to challenge in the ruling of a handover. So we'll play this fully through here. So the ball's offloaded. We know it goes back from Harry Smith, so we can play it through here. So Dupree's behind him there. Ball goes back. And then we can play on here. And Smith's going for the ball. So we know there that it's kicked forward by Josh Sim. We're looking at this next bit now to see what Smith does. So we're looking if there's a pull or not. So it's kicked through there. And then does Harry Smith pull him back or not? That's what we're looking at. So it's kicked through by Sim. And then we can play on through. There's nothing in that there. We can just play it through. We're just looking at the other angle to see if something else gives us anything more from the other side. This might do. So we know Sim kicks the ball. And we're looking to see if there's a pull or not. No, we can play that through there. There's nothing in that. The ball's been kicked forward. So we can play it through here. And keep going. And then we'll just look at the other angle to see if we can see how this ball's picked up. And the ball's picked up clean by Tyler Dupree. It's challenge successful.
Well, I tell you what, Fraser, Wigan are going to get the ball back here, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry, that is an intentional pullback from Harry Smith on Josh Sim.
I have to be honest, John, I can't disagree with you.
So Wigan have got a break here. Harry Smith has pulled back Josh Sim. He's kicked the ball through and he's been interfered with by the Wigan halfback, and you can hear the crowd. The crowd do not like this. They do not like it one little bit.
I can't speak.
That's trademark, Fraser. You can't use that.
Sorry.
You got to go and give some money to Mick Morgan
I've
later
got to
on.
give Mick Morgan a tenner later on. I'm sure he'll love that. Meantime, Wigan have possession. They've been pretty successful as far as their challenges is concerned, as you can see. And they've chalked up another one there, which will be seen as a controversial one. They're in the attack though. Kieran, lovely ball, finding Eckersley.
Touched in flight as well. 6 more tackles for the Wigan Warriors.
Harriman's looking to make the most of it. Farriman skipping away, still going Jack Farriman. They can't get hold of him, he's like a bar of soap. Eventually, George Hill brings him down. Wigan, given an opportunity, lining up on the line now. Ellis through towards Thompson, trying to batter his way through the line. O'Neill goes to his left instead, goes for Mago. Dupree it was, in fact. O'Neill finds Field, Field short into Farrell. The yellow brick wall is again holding still at the moment. Ball over the top, finding Nsemba. Nsemba trying to skip his way through defenders.
Good tackle.
Great tackle by Chris Atkin. O'Neill wants it played quickly. Finds Smith, in back to Farrell again. Farrell running back towards the line to the centre, trying to burst his way through. He's brought up just short of the line. So short. Banging on the door here, Wigan on the 5th tackle. Farriman, quick hands again. Out it goes, down to the line, looking for Eckersley. Eckersley running through! Oh, he's done it! Zach Eckersley somehow has managed to find a gap, and the Castleford fans don't like that at all. Wigan, given the opportunity after the controversial captain's challenge, have capitalised fully. Zach Eckersley putting Wigan back on par.
Last tackle, try from Eckersley, but you can trace all this back to this incident here. I hope this is not the defining moment of the game, because that is a pullback from Harry Smith on Josh Sim. Wigan were given the benefit of the doubt. You don't blame the Warriors players, because they're not going to stand on ceremony, they're not going to ask twice, and it's brilliant footwork, superb footwork to put Zach Eckersley on track for what could be the key try, the key score in what has been a really hard-fought contest between the Tigers and the Warriors. The footwork was brilliant from Zach Eckersley. The scores are tied. Adam Kieran, who's been exceptional from the boot, from the tee this season, has got a clutch kick here. A really valuable 2 points that'll nudge the Wigan Warriors ahead. But you can trace all that back, Fraser, to a really controversial decision that has denied the Castleford Tigers what should have been a penalty midway up the field, and it's resulted some 60 seconds later with Zach Eckersley with a key try for the Wigan Warriors.
Well, you can probably hear boos ringing around the jungle, all being traced back to that hugely controversial decision. Adam Kieran to put Wigan ahead. It's a good position, right in front of the Wigan fans as well. Here he comes, strikes it beautifully, never in doubt. 2 from 2.
It's a really important kick. Taking a look at the try, taking a look at the incident rather. He's not got the ball. The ball's been kicked through from Josh Sim, and Harry Smith has pulled back the winger, but that's a fantastic pass from Jay Field, and the footwork from Zach Eckersley. Wow! Take a look at the pass. The pass is absolutely on the money, and the footwork. He does 2 defenders, 3 defenders, and cuts a line to the try line.
Incredible stuff. His back was to the line when he received the ball. He had to steady himself, and then to come up with a finish like that was superb. 21-year-old with the world at his feet.
He's some player, isn't he? Some athlete. And again, another Wigan Warriors had to be really patient, bide his time, in and out the squad.
Remember, it was only his 5th appearance for Wigan when he was picked to play in the cup final.
Yeah, I think he's acquitted himself really well. Real tall, rangy, powerful athlete. Now the Castleford Tigers, how's this defence going to hold up? Because the Warriors have made decent progress here after points.
This is what it's all about now, Castleford. What have you got?
Oh, that's really well taken. That's great work from Josh Sim, because that was arrowing towards the touchline. And the Wigan Warriors again trying to get underneath the winger, but he's found his way to the floor. It's a really positive start to the set from the wingman.
The floodlights here at the Jungle, pouring light into this warm evening air in a game that has really boiled up with 10 minutes to go. Wigan leading by just 2 points. Liam Horn, Westerman, quick hands from Asti again. Sini. A lovely ball out the back door for Liam Horn to chase after this one now. Drawing in the tacklers. Closer and closer to the Wigan line. Asti again. Shapes to go one way and then turns out the other. He's got the offload away. Atkin nicely out towards Mellor. Mellor dancing back inside now. 2 more bringing him in. This is the last one. Castleford sense a possibility with Tom Amone. Amone can't make it though. All the way close up to the line, but the whistle is blown and we can get the ball back.
It's not a bad place to turn it over though. The Castleford Tigers, they've got 2 points to find on this Wigan Warriors side, and they'll start for the next 60 seconds really ramping up in defence. You watch him get off the line here. A massive pressure on Zach Eckersley, who goes nowhere.
Like lightning, the tacklers for the Castleford Tigers there. Adam Kieran trying to find a way through. O'Neill quickly. Douglas goes down in the challenge.
Westerman again straight off the line, and he chops down Ethan Havard.
O'Neill back again through the middle. It's time for Thompson on the 40-metre line. There was a player in the way there, the Castleford player getting in the way, and the referee is shouting that that is an incorrect play of the ball. He's asking whether or not they want to challenge.
Well, this is no different to the George Griffin one.
There's a bit of a shove there as well, but once again, another captain's challenge. Once again, we go to Aaron Moore.
So we've got a captain's challenge, and Wigan challenging the ruling of an incorrect play of the ball. So Thompson's in possession. We'll play it through here. So as he gets out there, as Thompson's about to play, he's still got his hand on the floor, and Mellor stands up as well. And then O'Neill pushes Atty, and then Thompson just plays the ball forward. It's challenge unsuccessful.
Well, no surprise that there are ironic cheers ringing around the Jungle, given that decision.
No, it's a bit of consistency as well. It's exactly the same as what happened with George Griffin. Luke Thompson never put himself in a position to play that ball correctly. Dejan Arce can't disappear. Stuck him behind the ruck, hasn't got a chance to get out of the ruck. He's forced back into the ruck by Brad O'Neill. So the correct decision. So both captains' challenges gone, and the challenge success rate takes a bit of a hit from the Wigan Warriors. Now we can just concentrate on what we're hoping is a really enthralling last 8 minutes of the game. Wigan Warriors 2 points ahead. Can they hold out, or can the Tigers come home with a wet sail and pinch something here?
Place your bets, folks. Castleford in possession with Lewis Senior. 30 metres from the Wigan line. Lawler. 3 in the tackle for him. He's gained an extra few metres though. As Castleford close in. Horn out to Westerman. Westerman, short pass to Arce. Arce into Sini. Quick hands. Oh, they're in again in the corner. Castleford are in with Will Tate. He gets his second try of the night. And the hands were so lightning quick from Castleford Tigers there. Try on the field, says Tom Grant. Aaron Moore will have another look at this one, but Castleford could well have got themselves into a brilliant, brilliant position here.
It's tackle 3, and we have an on-field decision of a try, and we're looking at touch and grounding. So play it through here. Just needs to look at this bit. So takes in possession of the ball, going towards the line, still moving towards the line. Just go back on that, go slow on that. And we can see there that the ball is on the line and grounded. Thank you, I've seen all I need.
The jungle erupts because Castleford are in the corner. They're back in front. And just look at the joy on the faces of the Weldon Road End faithful.
And it's a brilliantly taken try. They set up for a spread play. And Zaxini, we've mentioned a couple of times, is in that makeshift role as a fullback. And he's had to put together a really, really quick catch and pass under control. Westerman it is who starts to play off. It unfolds through the hands of Arce, and that pass there from Zaxini, who wears once for his troubles, sets Will Tate free on the outside. The catch and pass, it needed to be on the money, and it was straight into the hands of Will Tate, who does enough to ground in the corner. And this game takes another turn, and the wingman who's come in for his first game of the Super League season scores a double. And this second one could be match-defining.
Those quick hands from Zaxini were incredible. The responsibility, again, though, is on Chris Atkin. If he scores this one, then Wigan at least have to score another try. But it's right up against the corner. His last one was in more or less the same position. Here it comes. He's missed it. 2-point ball game, 6 minutes to go.
That was set for a grandstand finish, Fraser. And every single one of these pairs of eyes is glued to what's happening on the field. It's a really well taken try. There's some brilliant angles being run in the build-up to that. Sam Wood, as the centre, barreled through on an unconditional, I don't care about my own personal safety line. And it's just given enough time for Zaxini to squeeze the pass away to Will Tate. And the Tigers, a 2-point lead against the Wigan Warriors, who've gone short.
They've gone short. Wood goes up for this one. Thompson's come up with it. Luke Thompson has come up with it for Wigan Warriors. O'Neill. Havard. The tension in the air here at the jungle is palpable as Smith manages to find Farriman, an offload for Nsemba.
Keep an eye out on Jay Field. He's swinging left here now.
O'Neill, it goes to Ellis, and now here is Field, and they've dropped it here. Wigan, have they got it back? They have. So lucky there, Wigan. 6 more. Ellis, 10 metres short of the line. Lovely offload by Ellis, finds O'Neill. O'Neill running for the line himself. Brought down by the Castleford defenders. Smith waits just behind him. Out to his right-hand side for Farriman, who's a tricky character. And that looked like a high tackle there from Liam Horn.
Well, what's the decision? What is the decision now? It's a high tackle. It's an absolute gimme underneath the sticks. So do the Wigan Warriors want to square this game up, or are they going to go for the kill?
Goal line, please. Goal line, lads.
Well, Brad O'Neill there was signalling to the bench, what do you want to do? Do you want to go for the 2? He's dropped the ball. So Adam Kieran has come over, and as you said, John, they are going to try and square this game.
Yeah, the call came from the captain, Liam Farrell. Brad O'Neill took a look over, and Farrell, on his 350th Super League appearance, for that read, all the experience in the world, says, listen, we'll take the 2 on offer, because this guy doesn't miss. Not here, not now, not from just to the right of the uprights, not with 4 minutes to go.
Adam Kieran then, straight through the middle. No surprise. 20 points all. Less than 4 minutes remaining.
And it was the step, wasn't it, from Jack Farriman, the footwork that just bamboozled Liam Horn. And he snakes an arm out to try and complete the tackle. And that's the 2 points right in front of the uprights. It was going to be nothing else.
Such a tricky customer, Jack Farriman.
And the Castleford Tigers, that's an interesting decision in its own right. They're going long. They're going to back this defence. They're going to back this defence, Fraser, that's been so good for the majority this evening.
Farrell, using all his experience, as he say, John, in making that decision to take the 2. Thompson it was who came up with the ball from that short kickoff just a few moments ago. Ellis, quick again, out towards Field. Field streaking away, he could be away here. Oh, into the Liam Farrell! Liam Farrell, and the gap opens up, and Wigan Warriors, they've done it again! Into the last 3 minutes of the game, Liam Farrell, on his 350th appearance, comes up with the try, and Matt Peake has his hands, and Danny Maguire has his hands over his face. He can't believe it.
And the Wigan Warriors, for the second time in 3 rounds, look like they're going to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. They've levelled up the scores, but I tell you, all the momentum was with the Castleford Tigers until this. And it's the fantastic fullback, Jay Field, who skips on the outside, burns down the left-hand channel and finds Mr. Reliable, Captain Fantastic on the support in Liam Farrell. Take a look at this for a little skip on the outside. Gets on the outside of Atkin, into space, into the backfield, draws the fullback. Liam Farrell. And it's 24 points to 20. They were down by 2 points not 90 seconds ago. And the class the defending champions have shown looks very much now like they're going to come away with what has been a really hard-fought and somewhat controversial 2 competition points.
Champions always find a way. They couldn't do it last week against Wakefield. They went right down to the wire against Huddersfield the week before, and it's turning out this way again tonight. Adam Kieran now to surely put the game beyond Castleford, with what, a minute and a half still left in this game. At the very least, Castleford would have to score and convert just to take us into Golden Point extra time. Adam Kieran safe as houses.
He's a player for the ages, is Jay Field, because again there's nothing much doing. It's, look, Farriman's put him into some space, but he's got absolutely no right to go cut through the defensive line like that. Oh, it's Harry Smith that provides the ball, but just a skip to get on the outside of Chris Atkin, who's no slouch in the defensive department. And then Liam Farrell crosses underneath the sticks. And the Castleford Tigers have tried the short restart, and it's gone out on the full. And this will hand possession back to the Wigan Warriors. And Jay Field celebrates with his teammates. I tell you what, we need to come up with an innovation here. We need to get heart rate monitors on coaches. Because I tell you something, I'm struggling here. I'd love to see the beats per minute from Danny Maguire and Matt Peake over the last 4 or 5 minutes.
Well, I tell you what, Danny Maguire's heart will be broken, absolutely broken by what's happened here. I mean, Matt Peake always looks like the coolest man on the planet, 99% of the time. But even he will feel like he's got out of jail tonight again. What has been an incredibly spirited performance by Castleford.
It's been those moments of class, hasn't it? Those touches of brilliance from clutch players that's proved the difference, because the Castleford Tigers, they're in this up to their eyeballs.
Thompson then. We're into the last 40 seconds or so of the game. As Havard takes the tackle, it's all about just trying to run the clock out now for Wigan Warriors. O'Neill waiting as Farrell has gone down in the tackle, and Farrell looking like he's taken a little bit of a knock. Wardle goes down, and Stimson wants the ball quickly as possible here. Referee having words, as Stimson, with 8 seconds remaining, will try and get this away. Atkin out towards Assi. Assi's going to be tackled here, and this could be it. They're pushing him backwards. There goes the hooter. The game is over, and Wigan Warriors have pinched it again right at the end of this game. Absolute heartbreak for Danny Maguire and Castleford Tigers after they put in one hell of a performance.
And there's those championship credentials, Fraser. They came up against a really resilient, purposeful, committed Castleford Tigers side.
Absolutely incredible scenes, but Wigan have ended up taking the 2 points.